What is up, guys? Here's another video. We got a recap of the UFC Fight Night event in Mexico last night. 4 for 6 on the picks. Not too bad, but not great. Not the redemption that I was hoping for. Yes, I know that this lighting is terrible because the sun is directly in my eyeballs. But we're too broke for curtains over here, so we're going to deal with, I'm not scared of the sun. I'm not scared of the sun just because all the planets orbit the sun. I got to be fucking scared of. No. I could take the sun in a 1v1, no big deal. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's get into this. So, starting with the the prelims here, we got Damian Pinas versus Wes Schultz. Again, not good with names. This was a good fight for the one round. I think it was. Oh, I thought one of these was a debut. Maybe not. All right, so lasted one round for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Basically, what happened was Pinas, yes. Damian was he's pushing forward. They're both utilizing some low kicks at the beginning. Schultz shot a takedown, and Damian then dropped Schultz with a great 1-2 combo. He gets back to his feet, where they kind of wrestle cage side, and then Damian ends up on top and starts landing some ground and pound. They get up again just for Schultz to get dropped by an uppercut. The ref lets them up, which was weird. It was like this weird. The ref kind of let him up there, and then Damian KO'd him right after that. So quick fight, First round, halfway through the round. Knocked this guy out. He was out striking. The hair on this. I didn't realize this guy had quite this mane here. I was unaware of this. Sorry, yeah. So that's how that went down. First fight of the night, starting off strong. Next, we got Eric Silva versus Francis Marshall. Another round one finish, almost identical. 229, the other one was 230. So starts off, Silva throws a head kick off rip. Marshall pokes Silva's eye, and then Marshall lands a good double leg. Silva jumps the guillotine off the double leg, doesn't do anything with it, doesn't work, and then Marshall ends up in top position looking for his submission. Silva gives up his back here, and then boom, gets stopped right there. So yeah, that was a good win for Francis Marshall. I think he's American, right? Yeah, so W for us Americans, sort of. Man, this sun is just not doing it, man. Guys, am I going to get famous this year? I think this might be my year. I think I might do it. All right, moving on. Our first Mexican fighter on the card, Regina Tarrin. A lot of hype surrounding her. Now, I've seen pictures of Regina Tarrin on Instagram, and she looks stunning. She didn't... Okay, maybe I need to calm down with what I'm saying here. But she didn't look as good in person. Not for fighting great. This is a separate little side tangent here. Yeah, she looks. I don't know. Maybe it was because the hair was. She looked different. Anyway, she actually was gonna go to the fucking WWE, and then she took this fight on fucking 3 days' notice. This was her debut, and what a debut it was. This was our first fight to actually go the distance. All right, it's just not going to pull up here. That's fine. That's totally fine here. We'll just not do it then. All right, so round one. Ernesta, how the fuck do you say that? Caracate? I don't fucking know. Ernesta is starting as the aggressor. And then Tarrin kind of starts landing some good combos. Ernesta is still coming forward the entire time and looking for an opening, it seems like. Tarrin keeps swinging close range, keeps swinging and winning the close range exchanges, and she's level changing a little bit. Ernesto starts to counter in some of the exchanges. Maybe at this point I'm thinking maybe she's going to find her footing. Then round two, Ernesta is still the person pushing forward, trying to be the aggressor here. And she's swinging some big shots, but they're not quite landing. If they are landing, it's not super clean. Tarrin clinches up and pushes cage side. They break from this clinch, and then both girls are exchanging. Tarrin's countering slightly better, I would say. And then Tarrin lands some big shots while clinching. Ernesta shoots a takedown and lands it cage side. So closer round, but I still would have gave it to Tarrin. All right, so for round 3, now we kind of see Taryn coming forward. She grabs a body lock and pushes cage side for a takedown. Ernesta gets back up and lands a combo cage side herself. Taryn's landing some big strikes and also doing well mixing in some kicks at this point. Ernesta's kind of looking for a big shot, it seemed like, and both girls are tired by this point. Like, they're both kind of tired, but still landing combos. And then at the end of the round, they're both just swinging big shots and landing big ones for the end of the fight. So honestly, good display of mixed martial arts from both women. But yeah, Taryn ended up getting that unanimous decision win. Let's see if it'll bring up the stats for me here. Nope. Catch weight. I didn't even notice that. I didn't know this was catch weight. Interesting. She did a little dance, little Mexican something or the other at the end of the round, shaking her ass a little bit. That was cool. That was cool. Respect to Regina Taryn for that one. All right, next, we've got Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. This was also another fight that got finished. So we're seeing this is our 3rd finish out of 4 fights up to this point of the card. And an interesting fight this was because there was a significant momentum change. Okay. Just going to show me these ones. No. Not only am I too poor for curtains, guys, I'm evidently too poor for internet because this is just annoying. So this is probably not pleasurable for the viewer, but sorry, guys. I mean, not much I can do about it at this point. Anyways. So this is another round 1 finish here. So round 1, no glove touch at the start. I noticed that. We're making note of that one. So maybe there's some beef here. I'm not sure. Other things to note is that Douglas is 40 years old. I think Javier Reyes is like 32, so almost 10 years, almost a decade of difference. And yeah, so I'm not sure if maybe there was some mutual disrespect, I guess you would say, or not. But they didn't touch gloves at the beginning. It was Javier Reyes' debut fight as well. So starting off with some low kicks from both guys. Douglas lands a huge shot, as I believe is an overhand right that dropped Reyes. Reyes gets up, but is still getting tagged. Reyes is fighting more cautiously now. And then Reyes lands a clean right hand that drops Douglas. But right before this, Reyes almost got finished. Like, it was close. I was like, holy shit, it's over for him. The size difference between these two was also just wild. Like, Reyes looked so much bigger in here. I'm not sure what the height difference is because, you know, I'm not allowed to know stats apparently or anything like that at this moment. But yeah, he looked way bigger. Anyway, he lands that clean right that drops Douglas, then lands some ground and pound on top for a buzzer beater win. Some people were a little upset. They said, oh, you could have waited another second, but that's not the ref's job, okay? The ref's job is to stop the fucking fight when the other guy is getting his ass kicked, and he's all about fighter safety. And I think it was Herb, so I don't give a shit. Herb's my favorite ref. If it wasn't Herb, I don't give a fuck either. I still think it was an accurate stoppage. Why is no one talking about how crazy it is we're doing this in Mexico right now, whilst the cartel is lighting gas stations on fire and rioting all around? I thought that was wild. Nothing happened, but I'm just saying. That seemed wild to me. All right. Our second Mexican fighter of the card tonight last night was Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho. I don't know how the fuck to say that either. All right. You're going to show me the stats? Nope. Okay. So, Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho. So, round 1, Quinones, he's looking to unload a right hand, or not Quinones. Moutinho is looking to unload a right hand, it looks like. And Quinones is kind of fighting off his back foot. He takes down Moutinho twice, but does nothing with it. They get up, and Quinones is now hunting Moutinho, it seems like. Moutinho gets eye poked, apparently. And then Moutinho's kind of just throwing these jabs like from the hip. It's interesting, and he's still pressing forward while doing that. It's not working terribly for him. Round 2, Moutinho lands a 1-2, then shoots a failed double leg. Quinones lands a takedown, and Moutinho gets up quickly, then gets taken down again. He's taken down near cage side this time. This happens twice, actually, and then Quinones ends up taking Moutinho's back and attempts a submission to no success. But Moutinho's back to his feet, looking super tired for the end of the round. He gets back to his feet with a few seconds left, and he is looking just absolutely gassed at this point. And that'll happen. That does that to you, you know? That's sort of kind of just how it is. Round 3. Moutinho lands a hard shot that wobbles Quinones, so maybe we're going to see a turn here, but not the case. Quinones lands a takedown and gets top control. Lands some shots in the ground during the ground and pound, not nothing too crazy. They ended up getting back up, and Moutinho grabs a leg and never mind. They didn't get back up. They were just still wrestling, and Moutinho grabs a leg and attempted a heel hook. He just didn't really seem to know what to do. Like, he was getting into the positions and not able to finish, it seemed like. So maybe that's where he's kind of lacking as far as being a well-rounded fighter, or maybe he's just not training as much of grappling or wrestling as he should be. But that seemed to be the case. And he attempts that heel hook, and they get up for the final 20 seconds of the round. Moutinho attempts a shitty takedown, a terrible takedown at the end of the round, and just, ended up getting the unanimous decision, giving the unanimous decision to Cristian Quinones. So 2 Mexicans have now won on the Mexican card. Good for them. So, yeah, that was a great fight, sort of, kind of boring. I know how to say this bitch's name, I swear. Eileen Perez versus Macy Chiasson. Argentina versus U.S. Can I see the stats? Okay, we got the red and blue circling. Red and blue circling. No, I can't. This is going to be terrible for you guys. Sorry you guys have to go through this not so great reading. But hey, got my commentary, and that's pretty good. All right, Eileen Perez versus Macy Chiasson. Round 1, Perez lands a takedown off the rip, and great, low-effort takedown. It's so easy for her to get this takedown. It looked beautiful. But Chiasson gets in a good, is able to make a good scramble out of this and attempts a leg lock of her own. She then takes the back, holding a body triangle. Perez gets to her feet and lands another takedown, holding top control for the end of the round. So, I mean, honestly, you could have gave that round to Chiasson, I thought. It was close, though. Round 2, Perez lands a heavy combo. Then they clinch up, and Perez lands a takedown. The ref stands them up like 3 seconds in. Like, he's like, all right, get the fuck up. They were still working. They were just getting started. Perez was, like, working the body on some ground and pound shots, and honestly, bad call from the ref, in my opinion. As much as I like to see the fight on the feet, I am a casual. I'm one of those guys that's like, get the fuck off the ground. This is boring. I thought that was a little early, definitely a little early, and you can hear the commentators saying the same thing. Bisping was like, what the hell? And, everyone else there, I don't know the girl's name. I have no idea who that is, but yeah. It's a little early on the stand-up from the ref. They end up on the ground. Perez on top. Now Perez is kind of chasing down Chiasson. What round am I even discussing? My notes are jumbled up here. She controls top for the end of the round. Basically is what happens in round 2. Okay? So round 3, Chiasson stumbles, but she ends up stumbling and falling. And she gets up quickly, but Perez lands a takedown right after that, cage side, and holds top control while landing some shots. Perez takes Chiasson's back, and Chiasson gets up, but is being held cage side for the end of the round. So definitely a control time win, sort of, but unanimous decision nonetheless for Eileen Perez. So yeah, that wasn't a bad fight. Not a super interesting one, but not a bad one. All right, now we've got Ryan Gondra versus Jose Daniel Medina. Another first round finish. Oh, look at this, guys. We got stats now. Let's fucking go. Perfect. All right, back to beautiful viewing pleasure for you guys. All right, this is cut and dry, guys. Round 1, Gondra lands some teeps into a combo against the cage that drops Medina for a TKO. That's pretty much how it went down. It was only 41 seconds, not much to say. I've literally spent more time explaining this fight than the fight has actually gone down. So yeah, that was a very good win for Ryan Gondra here. Yeah, the Brazilian, he did well. Yeah, I mean, pretty simple. Moving on. That was the last fight of the prelims. On to the main card. Up to this point, no Mexicans have lost in their home country of Mexico, Mexico City. All right. Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. Now, this fight went a little differently than I think people were thinking. Luna was the big favorite going into it, and he was my pick as well, so I'm glad he was able to secure this win. But it wasn't exactly what people were thinking, I believe. Thought it would be a little different, maybe a finish they were expecting to see, but that was not the case. So, yeah, round one, as you can see here, he's out striking clearly. But basically, round one, they're both throwing some jabs to start. Luna's mixing up some kicks, and he lands a very slick combo in the clinch. Luna lands a takedown cage side. Pacheco gets back up quick and is firing shots. Luna wins another clinch and then lands a good body kick followed by a takedown. Luna drops him for the sort of slips. But honestly, the jab from Pacheco was much better and much more crisp and seemed to be working better than Luna's jab up to this point in the fight. So round two, way more dominant round from Luna. He's striking more and, yeah, significant strikes more as well. So round two, Luna comes out swinging and lands a good combo off rip here. Luna gets Pacheco to the ground, but he gets up quickly and keeps firing his jab. Doing well with the jab. Probably his most successful punch throughout this fight was his jab. And Luna's still winning the exchanges, though. Like the clinch exchanges, Luna seems to be winning. Luna wobbles him with a right hand. I'm thinking this might be it. And then slams him onto the ground. Beautiful slam, too, for top control. Pacheco gets up, has a good exchange and they both have a good exchange for the end of the round. But round two is definitely Luna. Round one, close. And then round three, same thing. Just outstrike, the takedowns, submission attempts. And just Luna's dominating at this point. So, let me flip my notes. Guys, I took some extensive notes here. So round three, Luna seems tired, and he ends up losing his mouth guard. Now, people were talking about that. I mean, he's from Mexico, so I'm assuming he lives there still. I'm not sure where he trains. I'm assuming somewhere in Mexico still. But, yeah, people were talking about the higher elevation and how that could affect, like, maybe American. But it seemed to be affecting Luna more here than Pacheco, which Pacheco didn't look fresh, but he didn't look as tired as Luna. Now, like I said, Luna seems tired, and he ends up losing his mouth guard early into this round. Pacheco still landing that jab, and a crisp jab that it is. Luna's still landing some combos and throwing knees up the middle. The knee up the middle seems to be working for him. Then he lands a takedown, and Pacheco eats a knee on his way up from that takedown. Luna pushes him cage side, and Luna starts mixing in some kicks. Luna almost gets a sub, but Pacheco's able to get out, and then he gets out, leaving the top position and getting up. Luna is throwing some combos and landing that knee again. The round three, that knee was very successful. He then throws a flying knee for the end of the round. So, yeah, unanimous decision for Santiago Luna in his home country. So, I'm sure he was very happy about that. And the first pick that I got right of the night. My first pick that I had, and the first one I got right. All right, Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Now, this fight was another one. The notes are all over the place here, guys. But this was another fight that did not go the distance. So, yeah, Emmanuel Rodriguez, it was his debut as well. A few different debut fighters tonight, and they all, well, not all of them, but a lot of them had success. So, round one, Rodriguez looks so fast, very fast. He lands more strikes, lands a takedown. However, the significant strikes were even. Now, Rodriguez, like I said, he's coming out fast and landing some low kicks. Borjas lands a huge shot, though, that drops Rodriguez. And then is chasing down. He gets back up, is chasing him down, knocks him down again. Rodriguez ends up in top control and has some time to recover where he lands some ground and pound and gets up for the final seconds. He was this close to finishing him, though. It was very, very close. And I was biting my fucking nails like, are you fucking kidding me? I picked this guy. So round 2, Rodriguez is understandably coming out a little more cautious, knowing that Borjas has that power behind those punches. And Rodriguez starts putting some combos together, though, and seems to be feeling himself a little more. Borjas gets eye poked, barely. It was more like a fucking nail scrape across his eyelid, sort of. It was nothing too crazy. Barely. Okay, Rodriguez starts doubling up his left hand and is having some success with that. He grabs a single leg and lands a combo on... Oh, whoa. Rodriguez doubling up his hand. Rodriguez grabs a single leg to land a combo. He grabs a single leg to land a combo. Starts pouring on the punches after that. Drops Borjas and gets that TKO finish for end of round 2. So well done for Emmanuel Rodriguez in his debut fight for the UFC. We could expect to see some big things from this guy, I think. Definitely a good learning experience getting dropped like that, too. Knowing he can't just put his chin out there. So, next up, we got Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Buenas, and another pick that I got right. And I went all Mexican. I was like, yo, the Mexicans aren't gonna let this shit slide. This is their home. They're not gonna lose on this one. So, yeah, this fight did go the distance, and it was close, very close fight. Give you guys a good breakdown here. Round 1. Look at the strikes. Look at the strikes. Look at this. Total strikes way up for Buenas. So, round 1, it's very slow for the first minute. Not a lot of output from either guys. Chairez struggles defending cage side takedowns. Buenas gets on Chairez's back while standing and pretty much stays there for the rest of the round. Buenas is landing shots from this position, like dropping elbows on his head and kind of using the cage to control himself, though, which people were getting upset about. For the end of the round, Chairez does a front flip and lands on top of Buenas. And basically that's how the whole first round went, was just Buenas on top of Chairez, just holding him and throwing elbows and shots to the body and things that aren't that hurting, and also just hurting his legs for having to carry that weight for most of the round. So yeah, round 1 was clearly Buenas' round. Now round 2, see, much closer. Look how close these numbers are, 21 and 20. Like this is the definition of a split decision. So round 2, Round 2, Chairez he grabs a kick and lands a good shot with that. And Chairez is attacking the body, and he's got some much better head movement now. And Chairez ends up landing some jabs. Buenas kicks Chairez in the nuts, apparently, and it was clear. They did the playback. It was clearly a kick in the nuts. After that, Chairez tees off a good combo in the final seconds, and we sort of see almost a flip of a switch in his mind where he's like, I need to lock in and get this done. My grandpa sold his truck so that I could fight this goddamn fight, and now he's dead, and he's watching me in heaven get my ass kicked. It's probably what he's thinking at this moment. That's what I would have been thinking. Round 3. Another pretty close round. So round 3, Chairez is coming out strong. He lands a big combo off rip. Buenas lands a single leg. Chairez gets up and starts pouring on some shots after that. He is spamming that liver shot, and it's working. You can tell there's a couple of them that really hurt Buenas here. He starts to mix in some kicks as well, and Chairez is still tagging that body. Crazy combo for the end of the round with a spinning kick and a flying knee to secure him that split decision win. Very close fight. Good fight from both guys. Yeah, very interesting. Interesting to see what they both do in this division next. Daniel Zellhuber, a.k.a. the Trash Can, versus King Green. Daniel Zellhuber, the first of my picks to go sideways. So, yeah. God damn, Daniel Zellhuber fucking sucks. He's such a big such a big favorite, too. Fuck you, Daniel Zellhuber. Sorry. Let's just get into the breakdown here. Round one, way more strikes from Green. Green looked good. I mean, against Daniel Zellhuber, who evidently sucks, they should cut him from the UFC right now. Anyway, round one. Oh, God damn it. I got too thorough with the notes these days. Now I got to flip again. So, Zellhuber, he's coming out fast. Like he's running to the center of that octagon. He stumbles trying to land a big right, though. It was close. He lands to land a big right. Yeah, Green lands a takedown. Zellhuber gets up and lands a hook. Green doing a lot of offensive wrestling up to this point, and Green's landing some lunging jabs. Zellhuber lands a heavy body shot. That was pretty much his biggest shot of the round. Now, Green is fighting with his hands down and doing so well. His defense was impeccable this fight. He's talking shit in there and moving his head, and honestly, I thought King Green was washed. I'm sure there's a video of me saying everyone beats up Bobby Green now. I have said that. I have online publicly said that. After he got knocked the fuck out, I was like, this guy is old and it's over for him. But I think after this, he's on a 2-fight win streak. So the guy's crazy, man. I mean, he's one of 4 active fighters that was from Strikeforce. He's been fighting in the UFC. He's been fighting since 2008. He's been fighting almost as long as I have been alive. I've only been alive a few years longer than this guy has been actively a professional fighter. So that's insane. But he definitely showed off some of that veteran experience. So round 2, Zellhuber gets a takedown. But, and then he puts Green in a buggy choke. And Herb ends up looking for that thumbs up and stuff. Because it looked, it wasn't tight, but it looked tight-ish, looked close. And Green's throwing some knees from this position. Eventually he slips out. And while Zellhuber gets back to his feet, Green then wobbles Zellhuber. He hits him with a good one and then starts teeing off a combo that drops Zellhuber and TKOs his little pussy ass. Because he sucks. And he let down his entire country last night. God damn it, Zellhuber. I think he literally has only ever lost in the UFC then, right? Where's his fucking fight history? Yeah, he literally has lost twice now. Oh, maybe not. Loss. Is there more? Oh, I guess he's fought a few times. One. I guess he's fought a few times. More than I thought, actually. Lost. Okay, so yeah, he sucks. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Cut him from the UFC. I don't care. Fucking gay ass dude. I mean, yeah, whatever. I don't care. That guy sucks. Get rid of him. Next up, we've got Cheeto versus David Martinez. Martinez had that weird haircut coming in, so I wasn't a fan of that. But he was my pick, and I'm happy he was able to secure that win. Close fight, though. Very close. I'm surprised it wasn't split, honestly. Round 1. Cheeto's coming out fast. Very fast. Martinez is throwing a lot of leg kicks. Cheeto doing the same. Cheeto throws a kick that's caught. Like, Martinez catches it and lands a takedown off that. He also landed some good ground and pound at the end of that round. Man, I mean, these guys were one ranking away from each other as far as the top 10 rankings goes, and it showed. It definitely showed. You could tell how closely matched they really were. Other than the speed, Martinez looked so fast. He looked so fast here. Now, round 2, Cheeto lands a good jab off rip, and Martinez lands some good shots in the clinch. Martinez is finding his shots and landing some combos now. And Martinez does eat a head kick, but ends up taking down Cheeto after that. Martinez grabs a single leg and walks Cheeto down after that. So close round 2, but definitely giving it to Martinez. Round 1 was definitely, I thought, a little closer. Now round 3, this was a good round for Cheeto. Cheeto comes out strong. He's looking for a finish, and his corner actually told him between rounds 2 and 3, you need a finish. We're in Mexico. We're in Mexico City. This guy's Mexican. You will not win a decision. That his corner verbatim said, well, maybe not verbatim, but that is what essentially they said to him. So round 3, he's looking for that finish. He's coming out strong. Martinez is trying to grapple some more. I think Martinez is tired, which is weird because he should be adjusted to the high altitude. He's from Mexico. So maybe he just has worse cardio, but I would have thought he wouldn't have been so tired. He's moving around more, though. Now, he's kind of just running away. He's trying to stay out of range from Cheeto. He's still throwing some combos. Martinez gets caught and is very tired. Both guys are exchanging some blows for the end of the round. Both thought they won, and Martinez ended up winning. I'm surprised it was unanimous and not split. I could see some judges maybe skewing that. So, yeah. I think it's wild he had more strikes in round 3. I think that's insane, but the biggest letdown of the card, guys. And my last pick that didn't hit. Brandon Moreno versus Lonair Kavanaugh. First of all, I'd like to say respect to both fighters, and Kavanaugh is coming for this fucking division. If there's a Cauchy bet for him to be champion by the end, he could do it this year. He could do it 2026. If he can fight fight one more, that earns him a title shot, and then a title shot, he could be the champion this year. If he's down to fight 2 more times this year. One of them being for the belt. Just saying, he could do it. Anyways, Brandon Moreno versus Lonair Kavanaugh. This was a very good fight. I think, yeah, he got the 100K bonus, so yeah. I think this got fight of the night. Yeah, round 1. Moreno lands a good shot off rip here, throwing Kavanaugh off balance, but Kavanaugh is moving fast. Gosh, this guy looked so fast this entire fight. He's just out of range for Moreno. Kavanaugh starts chopping at that lead leg early on here. Moreno lands a good combo, but Kavanaugh is countering so well. Good head movement, good counters from this kid. And yeah, he had a good first round for sure. But maybe you could have given it to Brandon Moreno. Maybe. Especially based off these strikes here. So round 2. We've got Kavanaugh gets dropped. Not really. Sort of a slip. So he kind of just slipped. But I was saying he got dropped in my notes here because I thought Moreno was my pick. Anyways, gets back up quick. And Kavanaugh is still touching up that lead leg. And you can see the bruising immediately. He's just throwing that calf kick and it's definitely hurting. Kavanaugh lands a nasty combo. Moreno's barely holding it together up to this point. And attempts to recover kind of playing some defense. Moreno is countering to the body, and then at the end of the round, Moreno lands a big right hand, but honestly, I thought I almost thought he was going to get finished in round 2 here. You can see he's getting outstruck the entire time. So at this point, I'm thinking it's 1-1. Now, round 3, this was definitely Moreno's round. Very close round, but Moreno's round. Moreno's coming alive for the start of the round. He's doubling up his jab, still landing some big right hands. Moreno has a strong counter. Then he shoots a takedown and holds Kavanaugh cage side. Moreno's starting to find his shots. Kavanaugh still countering well, though, but definitely this was Moreno's round. And I thought maybe we were about to see, this guy's has done championship rounds. Kavanaugh hasn't, but Kavanaugh did well. He looked tired, but not that tired. So round 4, Moreno lands a left hand and shoots a takedown. Takedown doesn't land, but he ends up pushing and holding Kavanaugh cage side for a while, throwing knees while they're in this little clinch here. They break, and Kavanaugh hurts Moreno with a leg kick bad. He's like skipping around, trying not to put weight on it. It was a bad kick. Good kick, bad kick for Moreno. Moreno shoots another takedown off a single leg and holds Kavanaugh cage side again for end of round. So this round was fairly close too, but just getting outstricken, barely, but still by Kavanaugh. Now round 5, Moreno pushes cage side again off rip and is throwing some knees up to that body again. Herb ends up separating at this point because they're not really doing a lot of work. Moreno pushes cage side off of a flying knee attempt. Not his own. Kavanaugh's flying knee. He ends up grabbing and pushing cage side, I believe it was. They're exchanging jabs, and then Moreno lands a big shot and pushes cage side again for end of round. Kavanaugh got that unanimous decision win. People are theorizing he got killed by the cartel after that. He didn't, but that's what people were saying. Good fight though. Great work from Kavanaugh, and that clip of Ilya Topuria on Joe Rogan saying this guy's gonna, it really is good. And the commentators, Bisping was saying this, like the fact that he got knocked out by Johnson there, it really did not affect him. He was unranked and just beat Brandon Moreno, the number 6, and also a very decorated former champion fighter. This guy is coming for that belt. We'll see if Joshua Van can hold on to it. So, yeah, that's the recap. 4 for 6, not too bad, guys. If you guys would subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I really want to quit my job. That would be dope. That would be super cool. Drop a like, comment. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Peace.